hit one button now, I believe.
Wow.
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 That's one of those ones that doesn't get old to me. Hey, everybody, this is Grimcat, and we are here with half of the Shifting City. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition with our own homebrew campaign that has taken a turn.
It's alright. You can say gone bad.
I would not say gone bad. I mean,
the party is.
I wouldn't even say things are... Alright, things aren't great for you guys.
We're in hot water right now.
They could be worse.
We're in a bit of a pickle.
There are some issues. So let's go ahead and start by introducing people. And I will start by introducing Devil Dog as Tadpole, who is not here. And will not be here for probably the next month or so. So we're kind of going to be guessing as to what Tadpole would do and, you know, not really factoring in more accurately, like, her opinion and thoughts and things, because, you know, it is what it is. We'll do a little bit, but it's kind of not fair to, you know, even though she would act contrary to most situations, to do so on her behalf.
She really would, wouldn't she?
Him being here, yeah. But, you know, again, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
So, let's start with Adrian. Adrian, say hi.
Well, I'm introducing myself when we're going to wipe in a few minutes.
Well, I mean, like, you as Adrian or Michael still exist.
Will I, though, Grim, or will I?
It's a D, though.
Lots of this character is really hitting me hard. We'll move over to Guts.
Good morning. I guarantee I am dead inside.
Over to Rick.
Now, we have here what you could call a situation.
And
it is indeed a situation.
Last but not least, Zydron.
It's 3:10 in the morning. I bet I'm more dead than you.
I mean, probably. I went to bed at 2.
I went to bed at 1.
Bro!
So last thing, with the Shifting City, some things happened.
Did that?
They may have happened.
Anything happened.
It could all be a fever dream.
It is a fever dream.
It's not, but it could be.
It could be.
Are you sure things happened?
So first, I would like to draw our attention to our half of the Shifting City map. Because that is the state that the Shifting City is in right now. Okay, let's start at the top. We can't just skip to the good, exciting parts. Let's start towards the base, then. We went to see the Zixchill in order to give them the...
In that part of the city?
Hmm?
Or that part of the city?
Yes. In order to give them the soul fountain, in order to sort of, you know, get the city away from the abyss into somewhere else. We met a couple of characters. We met Shine, the Zixchill, somewhere high, apparently, in the city hierarchy. He kept referring to the city as being his. He possibly had at least the wealth to back it up, as he was covered in diamonds. That's a thing that the Zixchill do. They're sort of like, you know, gathering insects. They see things, they collect them, they add them to their carapaces. He was
remember
accompanied by this handsome little fellow right here, which I'm really just showing the people watching, Voth, affectionately known as the Clockwork King. We sort of bargained for a little bit.
Was he in that city? I liked him.
I mean, like, the last you saw the both of them, they were. Were they in it when it happened? I mean, you don't know. One of the things we bargained for was a favor from the city, and a favor specifically for Adrian, which is some tutelage, guidance, counseling, learning at the hands or feet or clockwork appendages of Voth. As Adrian's goal at the moment is, of course, to attempt to become something a little bit more than he is. He's attempting to become an undead, or at least achieve immortality in some way. Yeah, I believe it's pretty specifically becoming undead, though, yeah?
Now.
He's trying to ritualistically kill himself.
I'm gonna laugh
I mean-
when he just ends up killing himself and there's no ritual about it. He just ends up with some dude on a cross.
Ooh.
Yeah. It'd be
Chris,
it'd just be like that.
what is this? New Zealand youths?
Well,
I have to just spray chroma in my face and then jump off a car. That's Mad Max.
Honestly can't remember in what situation you were all in when you were talking about it. I don't remember where you were. I don't believe you were in the conversation with Voth and Shine. I think you were in a conversation afterwards, where it was brought up by Zydrone and Hart that the players may have done something which the NPCs may not have done. Which is, jumping back a couple sessions, releasing me and feeding me the accumulated sparks of divinity that Strumtoli had been collecting.
I just want to point out that happened in the 1 week I wasn't here.
it sure did.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
That's what you get.
It's sad when I'm the voice of reason.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it a little bit more, it definitely was with the Ratfolk, because we used the Ratfolk's artifact Mirror of Scrying to look in on me, who was sort of having a meeting with the rest of the NPCs in the household, where we left him sort of convalescent in one of their beds. We said, "Oh, this is not good," and rushed back to the mansion, where we found... my tabs are all in disarray right now. Where we found me up, awake, and looking somewhat different than what we had seen before, although you would all see him like that. We had also found some more sort of crystalline humanoid things that we saw him creating. We got there and we were sort of confronted by me, which again I find hilarious to say.
Yeah.
He gave a speech, which was pretty hard to discern his motive. His memory, because of my memory getting a little skewed, was a little skewed. He had some information wrong about the events that led up to his incarceration. But what we think, or what you all mostly think anyways, or should think, is that me is somewhat both happy and unhappy with you. On the one side, he recognizes that you liberated him from his home plane. You are sort of, more or less, directly responsible for his, again, incarceration here on the shifting city. But you also liberated him, again, from the clutches/hands of Stromtoli, and you very much directly affected his ascendance into, at the very least, some sort of pseudo-godhood.
Mm-hmm. I thought he was gonna nuke us right then and there.
Well, that's still on the table.
It
I
really
mean, it
is.
is possible, but I feel like it's a little less likely.
I would now like to make a big brain move of trying to convince him to let me banish him back to his home plane to fuck them up for the head thing.
I mean, that is a pretty big brain move. We'll still get to that. We're still doing a recap, though. Because even more has happened in the little bit of time past that. Me has asked you all to begin to worship him as your god. That's kind of the beat dropping. And while you're thinking, because he understands now, he seems to be quite a bit, if not necessarily mature, certainly more learned about the things that go on around in the world. He gave you a little bit of time to mull it over. However, during this time, he was not idle. Whether as a show of power or a part of his grand designs or plans, and I sort of put air quotations on that you couldn't see, he destroyed half the city. Not without effort, it should certainly be noted. He took quite some time in preparing his powers, his mental energies. You're not entirely sure. But it definitely happened after a period of deep meditation. He took his hand and wiped half the city. It should be noted as well that it is not necessarily a clean wipe. I sort of alluded to it last time as taking a large cake, putting a knife down the middle, and then pushing one end off. And I still think that's a very good analogy, but I would like to point out that it's not completely clean. There's still pieces of that cake, if you will, there on the plate. You know, it isn't just
Right.
white nothingness base flagstone or anything like that. It is certainly ruin, rubble, etc., etc.
Like if the cake was a cheesecake and you left behind the biscuit base.
See, I was thinking more of like a chocolate cake with, you know, like the frosting and stuff, and you push it off, and, you know, the frosting sticks and some of the bits stick to it, and, you know. I mean, again, maybe we're taking the analogy too far at that point, but that's what I picture in my mind.
Point being point, it's destroyed.
Yes, but again, the other point, there is something there still. It's not nothingness, bare bones, bare flagstones of the city. A lot of it's gone. Oh yeah. But certainly
Couple
not
of corpses.
all of it.
Couple of corpses.
Maybe one or two. And after he did this sort of huge act of power, or again, grand design, hard to tell. He's a bit capricious at the best of times and sort of hard to read what he's planning on doing. He returned to you and asked you again if you will accept him as your god. And that's where we're picking up.
Age big brain move.
I'm at a loss.
I say yes. I think it's a good idea to just agree with them.
Yeah.
I kinda want to go with the whole, like, I recognize your dominion over this realm, but you're not my god.
I want to try to convince
You're gonna
Yeah.
get fucking blasted.
Yeah. I would actually like to see what happens when you pull that out.
And just for the sake of it, you should flex up behind me while I do it, Rick. So I'm gonna lay it on thick.
So now, hold on. I'm hitting the pause button. Is this a thing you're doing, or are you still talking out of character?
Just out of character,
Okay.
I was about to say it. I mean, unless anyone like is against that, and we
Try
just
my big
want
brain
to-
move to convince them to leave us first. And then we can get nuked.
Actually, yeah, let's do that one first. Try that. 'Cause always
Excuse
do
me,
the
sorry.
intimidation after.
I mean, if you wanna die, it's on your head.
I need that super duper bardic inspiration, please. You
Let's see.
kill me, Tom?
Yeah. Guts,
What
you
would- What
you help
would
Adrian out, and then Rick can help me out if Adrian's plan goes awry.
I guess I will nervously pull out my or I'll pull out my God, what do they call mallets? And I'll nervously play my ribcage while we're waiting, just a little idly. Boom! You are filled with courage and determination.
Big speech, I'm gonna roll a nat one. Let's go, baby.
Let's go! Let's fucking go! It's
Okay. So are we ready to jump back in character? Or do we want a little bit more time to plan? In Taco OC.
Uh,
well, as long as we make here, I'm probably gonna say yes. Of course, if we don't get to that point, that's an entirely different matter. But that's my plan. Because if only just to appease him, I will say yes. And it's not like I worship a deity anyway.
I would honestly say yes to him, but I mean, I'm not sure if that would affect me trying to help Zai or not. But yeah.
It probably would, yes.
Before I guess we jump in again. Is it just the us, or is it the entire household that's in on this conversation?
At the moment, it's the entire household that's in on the
Okay.
conversation. Also, I'm getting a tiny little bit of feedback from somebody, and I'm not sure who.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
What does Wedge think?
He's still out of
Reg, you know, as the OOC aside, including Reg, the NPC, this is all so strange.
Yeah, move closer to you, echoing.
Yeah, I'm hearing Reg twice. Let me. Okay, I think that might be fixed.
well- If it's the entire household, I think I'd like to confer with the hags.
Sure, and this is also sort of we have time to talk in character. We're sort of retconning it. while he's doing his, meditations and all that, and before, because, we were trying to hurry through the session last time. If you pull the hags aside, I think it's from you, Rick.
Yes.
But you pull the hags aside, and
On it.
with even out much, they say, well, yes, if somebody who proclaims himself as a god and has the power to back it up says, will you worship me, you pull a Ghostbusters, you say yes.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Well, I guess that's what else. We're in quite the situation, huh?
Indeed, this is somewhat overwhelming. It's certainly nothing I would have experienced. He seems to more or less act favorably towards you, though.
Yeah. We'll see how long that stays like that.
Yes, it's should go without saying, but you should not get onto the bad side of deities. Rarely is it something that you actually have to think about, though.
Mm-hmm. It's agreed. Especially the situation we're in is already precarious, and it's just gotten even more so. So, I don't know. Well, as long as we stick together with this, we should hopefully come out all right. Not actually sure if I believe that, but, optimism couldn't hurt at a time like this.
You could.
Indeed, we have to stick together, Sue says, and then she sort of leans in and gives you a tight hug.
Yeah, I give her a hug back. Give them all. We're gonna have a group hug.
Sadie doesn't want a hug.
I'll pull her in anyway. Well, if that's our consensus, I think that'll be it for the our little meeting. Interesting, though. I think we nuked half the city.
I would downplay our specific involvement in that, even though we are not exactly involved in it. I think it would likely be for the best.
Once again, agreed. I second that. But out of character, I straight up forgot that they were there.
The hags? I mean, well, they're NPCs.
Yeah.
Wait, where were the hags?
They were there.
Yeah. That was crazy. This is just a lot has happened. It's like, I really should be writing notes.
Grim.
Yeah.
Can I make an insight check to see if me would still be, I guess, gullible?
You testing out his naivete?
Yeah.
I could let you do that. It is a very tough role. Like, you didn't have a ton of experience with me.
Can I make an insight check?
You both can.
I got a 24.
You would think that it is somewhat less gullible than before. You would have heard things about me. It would be sort of a Stromtoli working with me, as it were. But it turns out that, that Stromtoli will do things to get to the means and the ends in whatever ways possible, and is certainly not above subterfuge or deception and all that. While me at one time was quite gullible and open to suggestion, it is now likely that it is not so open any longer.
That is okay.
I'm not sure I like that.
There may still be some of that naivete there, but I mean, certainly it would not be towards you. You know, you specifically, Zydro, and working with Stromtoli.
Oof.
I was just gonna try and blow his mind so he couldn't think properly, but different idea.
Had a terrible thought, not gonna say it. But,
If you're so great, how come there's two of you all of a sudden?
What?
I do. He's gonna be like, what? Yo.
Yeah. Try and avoid saying that.
Well, I
But-
would just show him it.
I have a question though.
Mhm.
How
Do we own a mirror?
do we? I'm sure we probably do.
He's not likely. I'll give you this one. Like, he's not like stupid when it comes to things like that. You know, at some point he would have seen his reflection in something. Perhaps not a mirror, sure, but you know, something. He has
This-
greater than, you know, animal intelligence, obviously.
Mhm.
I'm meaning
Everything's
like
supposed to be
shapeshift into him. As big as
Why?
that. Cause how great is he if anyone can just copy what he looks like?
I can't copy what he does, though.
I mean, I probably could. I'll stand there.
Alright. If you're gonna make yourself look like him, try and take out the other half of the city.
Yeah. But I do have
I-
a question.
Mm-hmm.
How... So, me was aware of Zydro and, I guess, Hart while they were working, like, he knew them from when he was incarcerated? Or does he just... How does he know?
He
that
would
they
be
were
aware of them in some way, shape, or form. You're not exactly
Okay.
sure what the association would be.
Mhm.
Whether it's a sensing thing. I mean, it's not like you knew what me could do before he became what he is, you know, when he was still a crystal. I mean, it's like, I mean, you would have no idea how he would sense things. I mean, he didn't have eyes or features or anything like that, but he obviously still perceived things.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, I just want to make sure because I didn't know if he had like a. It appears it's just that sensing thing as opposed to.
Yeah.
Or maybe he did. I don't know. Maybe he had some experience. Who knows?
The two of them, I will say, because, I mean, of course, you know, Cydrone is one of them, would not have interacted with me in any, you know, capacity. That would have been something left to Stromtoli. They would not have had much to do with the quote-unquote grand plans of what Stromtoli was doing. They were more sort of hired muscles, go out, get these things. Once I have them under my control, I'll do whatever with them.
I see.
At best, we might have seen him in passing as we threw like the bound god into the dungeon or
Mhm.
something.
Or, you know, the name would have come up or something like that, you
Yeah.
know. Casual conversation.
Casual conversation.
Over the dinner table. Oh yeah, I got like 20 gods in the basement.
Yeah, how's that god hunt going, guys?
In fact, he was able to store them all is somewhat of a miracle, if you ask me.
I mean, we tend to bring things in pretty KO'd. Even the old part, or the party has.
Or it's possible you're not giving them enough credit. What
There is sort of the fact.
Something like that.
There is sort of the fact that most of the time we bring things into the city and they go dormant.
That too.
Wait, how big are the red crystals?
They are
red
medium
crystal creatures.
sized. I have to check, but I
Would
believe they're
they?
medium size.
Would they be about the same size or bigger than Rick?
Keep on bringing up the handouts and not the. They are probably not as tall as you, because you're on the order of 7 feet, right?
I believe so. I think Dragonborn.
Yeah, well, I mean, you specifically, because I know it varies. But they would certainly be bulkier than you, and this is even without talking about individual protrusions of crystals on their bodies. They're built stocky. I mean, the Sovereign, of course, is big. I mean, he is large.
I reckon we can take him.
Big brain
What
move.
about
Go.
what about the small ones?
The small ones are, halfling size. They are quite small.
Brain play?
Oh, what were we doing then? Were we going to accept?
I was gonna try to convince them to leave peacefully first.
Oh. Feel free to try your hand.
Guts, part of consideration, please, dear God.
Earlier, when I rejoin the group, I'll probably be nervous, and I imagine I will say that one of the things I do when I'm nervous, I just idly play on my ribcage. Very soft version of, what's the word? Spooky, scary skeletons. Let's go.
I like it.
I can't sing in a key, so.
Understood. I identify. So yes, you have bardic inspiration.
Okay, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna go approach me. But slowly. But with like a confused tilt in my head. Take my little mask off, probably. Give like show like a concerned, almost like confused look as I take my mask off. I'll be like, me. We'll appreciate the generosity you're giving us and all that, but I understand one thing. I'm gonna leave that open if he responds at all.
He would be waiting for you to finish.
Then one thing, like you're finding out now, you're free. There's no heads, there's no weird dwarfs siphoning your energy. You have even more of it now. You've probably never have dreamed of now, but you're still kind of, what's the word, like, you're still being shackled to your past. I don't know what more. Obviously, happy that you're giving us this chance and that you're thinking of us as well now, but you have the entire endless, infinite multiverse to roam free, and you've moved us to this in-between place. I know from studies that the other realms like this are, easy and malleable, free in energy, and is you to shape it to your own will, to make your new existence from a new plane, entirely of your own. I thought that was more what you wanted, your own freedom to do anything and whatever you wanted. No past to hold you down, no chains like this place. Or anything, if you did go back to the past, I'd assumed you would. Like whistle the spiders in when they actually get this close. Or anything, I'd open the door behind me because they're in that room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming at least if you did go back to, I don't know, clean the air as it would, you'd go back to the place we found you on, try to figure out your own past, your own history, or at least, get back whoever the hell made that damned head that they stuck you in. Do you remember anything before then? Did you have whatever the equivalent of magical crystal parents were?
Go ahead and roll me that juicy perception. With, of course...
Perception?
Oh my gosh. Persuasion.
I'll wrap up the last little bit.
I'm sorry.
I can help you if you want. I know you can do all these things now, but I have a simple little spell that would take you. It should take you back to your home plane. If that place was your home plane, maybe you moved there like we were. Isn't the idea so tantalizing, or at least the other way of just all that's out there besides us? But yeah, persuasion.
Yeah, with of course.
Oh come on, 15? Seriously?
With the 1d8 as well, I believe.
No, but double 15. Come on.
Oh, double 15. Yeah.
I mean,
Great, fucking doubles. Well, what? Like, come on, what's this gonna be? Like, go look, a 19. That would've been fucking helpful. There's still a 4-point difference, but whatever.
He sort of beckons you into the room, the meeting room, as it were, and no one else can follow him. If he does, he sort of stops you. He shuts the door and he snaps his fingers. No one else can hear us in here. We can talk without being disturbed. I don't understand it. I owe a lot to you, and I was trying to repay some of that lot that I owe to you. But things are not the way they were before. I do not wish to have a question answered with a question. I can understand your apprehension in this situation. I was in a situation very similar to this at one point. I was weak. I was blinded. I was in pain unimaginable, and I've spared you that pain. You are not going through the things that I have gone through, and you saved me from that. But the past is gone. You speak of small things, of getting revenge. I could have revenge. I could have revenge easily. But I don't want to be the type of god that seeks revenge for small slights. I don't think you want me to be the type of god that seeks revenge for small slights. I'm giving you an opportunity here. If you don't want to take it, I'll be disappointed.
Disappointed, but not angry.
So you, Adrian Davin, will you accept me as your god? And he's very earnestly looking you in the eyes. Or at least, what certainly appears like it.
Why not? Can I hug him?
Can you hug him?
Yes.
He doesn't stop you.
Okay.
Kind of sweet.
He's a huggy god.
That's better than giving an entire generation AIDS.
Like at first he's unsure what you're doing, and it's possible that he was on guard for something. So, I guess the question is, from me, the DM, to you, Adrian, is this a ploy, or is this like a genuine, I don't know what to do, so I'm hugging you? Or is it more of a heartfelt, yeah, okay.
We're gonna give him a little hug. Caress the little crystal head a bit. Our little baby crystal boy is all grown up now.
Adrian just wants to get close to Fireball and point blank.
Alright, fireball something that would do nothing to him.
Adrian does have a habit of that, which is why I'm asking. I'm trying to be very specific and clear.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'd be able to sense me trying to banish him, so no, I'm just gonna
Like,
hug him.
I don't care
and
what the
down
range
that
is. I
rabbit
cast
hole.
fireball.
It's a
Yeah, I think
sincere
that's why
gesture, and
Grim was asking.
he hugs you back, and there's a sense of warmth and of comfort of there, and you can tell it's made his day. It's not just, oh, something else happened. This is good. This is something fantastic. This is a thing I've wanted without even knowing that I wanted for some time, and now it's starting to come into fruition. Can you help me convince the others?
Yes.
Good. It won't all be happiness. There are tough times. There are things that will be unfortunate. Even now, I can feel others scratching against my consciousness, my being. And soon I will have to go and address these things. But I think it is important to address this thing first. Go ahead.
But like, to be fair, you did kind of swoop the other half of the city. People live there. Some of our friends live there. It's a bit of apprehension about that.
Which is understood. And again, while I do not wish to downplay the things that I have done, there are things that I will do that you will not necessarily agree with. I do not want to say something as trite as there will be sacrifices that will be made, but there will be.
That's ominous.
But for what purpose? And again, you Your own little city with crystals, for example.
I will have that, and I will have that here. This city is something that is important to me, and I don't entirely know why.
Out of character. Oh, guys, been chaos, guys. Fuck.
I should not have any attachment to it whatsoever, but I do. And I will help to build it to be stronger. I know of the existence of other gods, and he says it in quite a dismissive manner. And at one point, I will take my place in their pantheon. But until such time, and until I have the time to devote to it, I will take care of things here.
You just start off with is just for the city, and like 60 to 70% of people will be like, oh, okay then. I kid you not.
For the whole.
While it is something that I will have to deal with, I do not need to be worshipped by others at the moment. You all, who can be my chosen ones?
My apostles.
Family?
Apostates.
Are the first to be given to it. Make no mistake. We are close. I owe you a lot. But we are not one and the same. I do not believe you can be my family.
I don't know. Have you seen the family so far?
We're all pretty eclectic.
Welcome to the family, son.
Yeah, welcome to the family. That's what he likes to think. Sorry, sign our adoption papers.
Imagine that for a change, it's the NPC adopting us.
These are my players now.
Come. Let us speak to the others. Bloop, 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 bloop. And me waits for you to speak, Adrian. He
Okay.
sort of gestures to you and gives
Yes,
you the
guys.
floor.
Guys, don't worry. He's doing it for the city.
Uh-huh.
Roll persuasion.
Yes. Yes, 14. Okay, let's be
I'm
honest.
just joking about that one.
This
That one's-
isn't like the first nor the last big kind of purge that's happened. You know?
Can I inside him to see if he is really influenced by the city?
Whom?
Me, I assume.
Me, yeah.
That
he
would
didn't
not
actually.
be a thing that
He
you
didn't
could
actually
tell.
say it.
Yeah. Like, that's a thing that you could guess as Rick, but that's not a thing you can tell as Rick.
I think the
I
perspective.
mean, it's not gonna change my answer. It was always yes.
I like to think he's gone sort of megalomania well that Trump Tully was going in a different way, though. 'Cause if we didn't do any of this, Trump Tully would be doing this, you know?
Yeah.
At least we'll have nice crystal structures instead of weird dwarf structures. Fucking alcoholics.
That last bit, was that like an OOC? Not the alcoholics. But saying that Strumtoli would be doing it, and now just me is doing it instead.
Yeah, that was out of character.
Okay.
Also, for Tony, you're muted.
So he asks again to the room. Go ahead.
I know I was muted. I was having a cone, so I didn't want the bubble.
No.
Fair enough. So me asks again to the room. Will you take me as your god? If you do, prostrate yourselves before me.
Give a thumbs up.
He wants my.
No, not that. No, Rick, not that kind of prostate.
No, you're gonna just open your
Rick
asshole.
Prostate.
Rick just bends over.
I guess I'll kind of look at Sue and Sadie.
I mean,
kinda
they would
whisper.
drop to their knees.
I would say, yeah,
They're
are we
bright.
gonna kneel? We're gonna kneel, right? And then we're gonna
Yeah.
bend down on one knee and bow my head.
I mean, Zydron would nod, but if me could read his mind, he'd know what Zydron was thinking about with his quirk.
I'll do the same.
And Zydron wouldn't take a knee or anything like that, but he'd nod in agreement.
Alright, so Zydrone aside, which I'll get to in just a second, is there anyone amongst the PCs who would not? And again, we sort of have to make a decision for Tadpole,
I
and
feel like Tadpole, like, yeah, you were, like, yeah, slave uprising, woo. Because me was technically a slave.
it's always tough to tell.
Yeah.
I mean, on the one hand, he just destroyed half the city, which I imagine she would be
Tadpole would be
pro.
happy about. Like, he killed all the red folk. I mean, he's looking pretty good in her eyes right now.
Tadpole does do things to stay alive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a mixture of staying alive and actual happiness that someone just wiped out all those slavers.
She would feel rather happy about it.
But other than Zydro and everybody present will, in fact, kneel. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Zydroan, you
Yes.
say you don't. Me approaches you.
Unless he nodded, but yeah.
Well, he nodded, but I mean, everybody else has dropped to their knees. I mean, including, the crystal created people.
Yep. And I'll stand there straight in front of him as he walks up.
He sort of touches you on your face. He sort of cups the side of your head. Almost a tender and lovingly gesture.
Is it the side that has a slave brand on it?
Maybe, doesn't matter. I mean, irrelevant to what it happens. He pulls your head in close and he looks deep in your eyes, and you can tell because you feel sort of a foreign presence in your mind. One that you can sense, but you can't really do anything about.
That's fine. I wouldn't resist it or anything.
Yeah, I mean, 6 of one, half a dozen of another.
Yeah.
He sort of chuckles to himself. very low, and it's probably the first time you've heard it, because it's definitely meant to be more of a private thing. It's something he finds funny, not just sort of what he seemed to do before, which was sort of a nervous chuckle or a chuckle because it seems to be expected of him in the situation. He sort of leans in and whispers to you, you can serve more than one god. Will you?
I'll reply in primordial, actually. And I'll say, I recognize your dominion over this realm and others that you may be able to touch, but I also know, or at least have a great feeling, that there's a lot more than what might be on pen and paper.
Indeed. But will you do as I say? Or will you take me as the one in front of you as your god?
Yes, but I do not prostrate myself before one that would have sat in my coffers a millennia ago.
I'm just peeking around the staircase, giving a thumbs up.
This is just in your mind. A millennia ago, we were all something different. It doesn't matter what we were. It matters what is now.
And that is exactly why I'm able to accept your dominion.
And then they kiss. He stands up, fuller, because, you know, I don't know, I imagine he's sort of bent down to speak to you. Even though his height isn't really something, that I know off the top of my head.
I'm not massive.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not massive like Rick.
Yeah. He beckons you all to stand. This is excellent. I'll admit I don't know what to call you all at the moment. I will think on it.
I believe their name was the Imperator's Company.
But he's probably going to change it.
That's not quite what he meant.
He's probably thinking of, like, you know how they're called, like, the 12 Apostles?
Uh-huh.
He's probably going to call us something like that.
We could be his imperators. Aha.
Oh!
For now, it is time for a gesture on your behalf. What will you give me as your first tribute? And he turns specifically to you, Rick, first. What is most precious to you?
I cannot hear Rick.
I can't either. I think you may have turned yourself off because you were getting some feedback. Oh my gosh, I have to go and I have to make my kids some dinner and stuff. I will be right back. Hold on.
Grandma already got me lunch.
Oh, she already got you
Yes,
lunch?
Graham.
Alright, well, I still have to pause. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
I had Pop-Tarts. I had a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Well, half of the Pop-Tart with peanut butter jelly sandwich with a cookie.
So that's how you accept a god without having to fucking go on your knees to him.
So since we own Tadpole, can we make Tadpole our first gift to him? So we didn't kill your character off, Devil, but we sold you? Is that okay?
It's like, I want to say yes, but I don't know if,
Can I gift you?
I heard you were doing some thousands and stuff. Did you get
Let's just gift each other.
or is that something you need a little bit of work on? What'd you have for lunch again? Ooh, a Pop-Tart. What kind of Pop-Tart?
So on a random note, since it's online and I have to bitch about weird stuff while we're streaming, anyone watch Linus Tech Tips?
I may have seen them once or twice, but I didn't watch
Sometimes.
I was watching him last time. He was commenting on the whole Apple vs. Epic thing. And I feel like he didn't read or comment enough on the actual, like, what's the word? The actual, like, statements and, like, stuff that were submitted to the court. I don't know how the idea of what Epic's talking about is a good idea. How, you know, yeah, you should be free to not have a monopoly on these devices and blah blah blah. He was kind of just being like an apologist for Epic, but like on one hand, you know, Apple does have a point. It's their platform. It's their thing. Everything that's from that they made. And if you put a free app on it, you pay nothing. And they just want money if you make money off of the stuff that they've given you to use. Which includes the phone, the platform, the devices, you know, all the like, what's the metrics and stuff, all the tools you can use on it is free. They just want a cut if you make any profit off it. Which I understand in theory, but Apple also was like, yeah, haha, new phone, $1,000, haha. This is not worth $1,000. They're trying to sell shitty fucking wheels with a stupid tower for like $600. They're just 4 fucking little rubber wheels. So on one hand, fuck Apple for being a piece of shit. On the other hand, they do have kind of a point. On the flip side, Epic's been bitching on the 30% thing since Steam. Anyways, and then it gets sued by Steam because Steam didn't give a fucking shit. Now they're trying to take on Apple and Google over the same thing, who actually, you know, more reactionary to things like this. And if you read the fucking statements they prepared, you know, Epic doesn't have a leg to stand on. They're trying to basically be little bitches. And especially how Tim, whatever fucking Sweeney's like,
Hi.
hey, hello.
Riley.
Everybody said hello back.
I want to click someone.
No, you can't click people. You might kill everybody.
No, click.
Do it.
No, click this thing. A little
You
button.
gotta click the
You
blue
wanna hit
crystal
F?
man.
Yes. Or R.
Okay. You
I
can
want to
hit
type
F.
my name.
Remember, the
Can you type
biggest
my name?
gender reveal party was in 1945 when the Japanese found out America was having a little boy.
Wait,
What?
I forgot something.
No, don't. We don't need to put our last names. Remember, we have to keep our identities safe on the internet.
1 second, I want to say my middle name. I was going
What's
to
those
type
social
my
security numbers again?
That is not how you spell it.
How do I spell my middle name?
It's Marie.
Yay.
I-E instead of E-I. Ooh, that's like Marie. Alright.
Wait, where'd it go? Did you
You
send
gotta
it?
get up. We're getting ready to play again. Alright.
You have to
Up,
push
up, 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 up,
me.
up, 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 up. Give me a hug and kiss.
Yeah.
Mwah. I
I
love
still
you.
have some time, so I'm gonna do yoga and exercise.
It's a good idea. Alright, sorry about that. So yes. The last thing that me asks, turning to you first specifically, Rick, he asks for the thing that's most important for you as tribute. And if you are speaking, I cannot hear you.
I'll give it. Can that well sure that gives the +2 to SC.
I'm sure that works and we're away from him.
Make a sound effect.
I don't need you to make a sound effect. Oh, here, you can make a sound effect. Make an angry sound effect.
1 second. Let me stop laughing. I'm secret.
Alright, well, I mean, there you go. Alright, shoo, 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 shoo.
I've sued.
So is that what you want to give him?
Um,
The
yeah.
most valuable thing, Rick.
Does it at least look fancy?
Give him the glaive, Rick. Give him the glaive. Or the
He-
club.
He's
He's
real
asking for
close
the
to you.
thing.
He's into you. He's giving you a piercing stare.
He's asking for the thing most important to you. Guys, give him Jenny soul.
Oh god. Oh, then we can take that out of the soul bag.
I do have to say, because that's not an awful idea. He's specifically asking Rick. He's
Oh.
going to ask you all in turn. So think.
This is a really awkward moment when I stood up to him, and now I've got to turn around and be like, I'm actually really poor right now. I'll catch you next week.
Ooh.
Roll insight, Rick. It's best not to try to pull the wool over his eyes.
Do you need a real screeching sound effect?
I do not.
I might.
There's just a Rick-shaped cloud there now.
Mm-hmm.
Sound effects?
Mm-mm.
Why?
Because we're in deep thought, because the players are being asked to give up something important to them, but they don't wanna.
That's the sound effect for that.
That's the sound effect.
I guess it would actually have to be the bone club that I got from the lizard folk, because there was the promise to Zush attached to it, so that would actually probably have to be the most important thing.
Okay. He accepts it. Adrian, you're the closest.
Well, I have a serious answer and a funny answer that's also technically true.
That's my favorite kind of answer. Funny and technically true.
It is not likely he will turn you into an undead creature.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
No, see, I thought for sure that was your your thing. Okay, so
Your dream to be an undead.
I don't have any notes to give him for that. So, my most sentimental objects. I open out my bag and I pull out a kind of growing knot that I have made on a nice little chain of 5 separate heads. Oh yes, my sentimental collection of all the big baddies we fought before us. The heads I could take. See, look, it's also kind of, like, look, see, we have, hold on, we have the half-ogres that were,
Is that the meat scarecrows?
no, it's the heads. I have Torgovet's head, Hambone's family, like, way back when. I have all the weird head hags we fought when we went to Fogland. I have the demon heads that tried to betray us when we left the city. It's a little chronicles and severed heads, several adventures.
Everyone that we wanted to kill and ask questions later.
Yeah. They have a
I
lot
never
of
got
weird
around to
knowledge
asking
about them.
questions.
From well, maybe not the half ogre, but the hags and the demons probably know some weird shit. This is the start of my head collection. I'm gonna give it to you. One day I shall have a wall of heads of my enemies.
Not if May keeps asking for all of us.
Yeah.
He
About this?
is silent for a little while, and then he nods and he takes it for them. The two items, quote, two items, the club and the head necklace, I guess, sort of disappear when he takes them as well. Guts, you're next.
Word.
Reach into that soul bag, take Janian out.
I could give. Shut up. Myself and my talents.
You were
robotic.
breaking up a ton.
And then I'm gonna. Fuck! That was supposed to be dramatic. Did you hear any?
Not really.
I heard you say, "Did you hear any?" Who was that? Guts, I see you talking, but I don't hear anything. I'm gonna come back to you, okay?
Something better?
Oh, yeah, I think that was better. But now I can't hear anything.
Okay.
I heard you say okay. Alright, we're gonna skip Guts as she works on her stuff. Tadpole, we're gonna have to put a pause on. Again, one of those things. I'm just not gonna take anything. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. We'll get back to Tadpole in a moment. Or in a month. And then Zydroan.
I'd have to pull out my instant fortress and give him that. I've got literally nothing else.
He takes it, and...
But I mean, like, he'd probably be able to sense that, you know, it's not even necessarily a particular attachment to it or anything.
Right. I mean, yeah, this is a thing that he can sense not only intent, but actual worth too, so he nods at you very specifically. He goes to the NPCs again, because we'll get back with Guts. And mostly, the one thing that all the NPCs have that they sort of share in common are their weapons. So he takes Heart's Flail. He takes Vex's Greatsword. Kif's Dagger. He takes something. Yeah, if you're having a bad connection, just not a ton you can do about it. You can just go ahead, type out, "I'm sorry, you can't be dramatic."
It'll still be dramatic.
As dramatic. He takes something from court, but you're not actually sure what it is he takes from court. It's something you have not seen before. It's small. It looks like some sort of amulet or something like that, but you never saw it hanging around her neck. From Zoosh, he takes her club. From Whisper, he takes her holy symbol. And he sort of lingers over Whisper, and he puts his hand into the shadow, again, sort of where her head would be. And there's some sort of conversation going on between the two of them. And it goes on for...
Wait, who is this with?
Whisper.
Okay.
It goes on for some time. We're talking sort of several minutes. Eventually, he looks somewhat satisfied and pulls away. He turns to the two hags. And again, he takes something from them that's not physical. They didn't have much in the way of physical possessions, but he takes something. And again, you're not entirely sure what it is. Hold on 1 minute. It's time for you to get back on, kiddo. It is about 5 minutes till your next class, so... Yep. Well, it'll be starting pretty soon, I believe. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to make sure she was getting on to her next class. She takes a small set of tools, sort of all together from Sue, obviously magically enchanted in some way, shape or form. And then he turns towards Guts again. Reg does not have anything of any note to take.
And give his fucking highness to him.
Hmm?
He's high as shit, give that to him.
Oh. He hears what you say, and he hears the passage that you play, and he's impressed in some way. He nods, and he takes your musical instrument, which again disappears. These are all good things. I'm happy with you. I'm pleased with you. I must confess, it will take me some time for me to give my gifts to you. I am not entirely sure the right ways for you to go about worshiping me. For now, a simple rite of thanks will do. In the mornings, as you wake, and in the evenings, before you sleep. There is a great change that is coming on this city. You can choose your role that you play in it. I do not require you to be at the forefront. I will be... And he stops. And he suddenly jerks his head to one side. And then he looks at you. He goes, I see.
Looks at who?
You all. Sort of a expansive gesture. He's not really talking to any one of you. They are already starting to hound me. I must go see to things elsewhere. I will keep the city here, between places, until I return. My creations, and he gestures to the crystalline folks, have their own agenda to do, which they will see to. But they may come to you for guidance and support. Be there for them. Think of them as a piece of me, because they are a piece of me. They are holy? And he says the word questioningly, as if he's not quite sure of everything behind it, but he thinks the context is correct. I'll be gone for some time. I'm sorry. I have to go now. He raises his arms, and with the sound of crystal shattering, disappears.
And then someone places a note on the door finally saying they found my ritual.
Not quite.
What do the other crystal things do?
They don't seem to react much. The small ones, at the very least, go away. And we weren't exactly keeping a great eye on them because, they didn't follow inside for the most part. The medium-sized ones do leave. You believe they confer with the larger one in some way. They both make some sort of noise, a resonance of some sort, between in their own language. There's a bit of a back and forth as things happen, and then they go off. But the Sovereign, which is what we're going to be calling it, because that's what I called it, is sort of staying and observing you all.
So, random side note. Hey, Zydroman, can you make Reginald not high as shit anymore, please?
I mean, I can probably try. And...
you cast Greater Restoration on him, and Reg suddenly just snaps too. What? Where? My goodness! I had such an amazing dream. So many strange things happened. It was so real, but such impossible things happened. Oh, just thinking about it. Oh, it's almost incomprehensible.
I kind of thumb towards the Sovereign and point out that they exist.
Oh, I think I need a few moments. And he sort of goes to one of the corner and draws himself into his own sort of shadow completely.
So, hey, Sovereign, right?
He turns to you.
I like to learn languages. Can you teach me your little crystal speak thing?
I can speak your language. I do not know if I can teach you ours. It is... I do not believe you have the body for it.
Shame.
It's possible I could teach you to understand it.
I'll do, I suppose. So I get some crystal vocal cords, I guess.
So, what are you doing then? Are you sticking around or going? We've got things to clean up.
I will likely be going. There is a city to explore. I was curious, though, as to what you would do. You all.
Well, I am going to see if there's still demons running rampant through the streets, and if that big fire thing came with us back here.
I feel like we'd noticed him by now.
I mean, we've been inside the whole time, so I imagine not. And he was resting at the time when all this started as well.
We did go outside and have a look around.
You did have a look around at one point. I mean, obviously, as the city was getting destroyed. You certainly didn't see it then.
I cast Ascending to Chol. Y'all alive?
I have to type this out. Hold on.
Well, if no one stops me, I will step outside and
I'd probably
light.
I would probably end up going with you to see if there were still demons around the city.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to force a fight or anything if other people don't want to. It's also just the factor of knowing what we've got to deal with as well, because more than what you get from just looking outside while half the city's being wiped off the table.
Yeah, but I'd still also get an hour of flight, so
Yeah.
I can help.
Or even if, because I would wild shape into dragon. So if you want to save your hour flying, or after that, you can just ride me.
Yeah, that'll work.
Don't know what everyone else is doing. Tadpole's probably sleeping.
Alright, so you send to Chol, and you do get something back. After a while, like, it's usually, a pretty quick thing where you send something, and almost instantly, after, a few moments to parse out the message, you get something back. But about 5 minutes or so pass before you get something. And you get... You're alive? What happened? It's been weeks since the catastrophe happened. Are you safe? The entire city is destroyed. Things are odd here.
Yay, time doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, I'm gonna send him back then. I'm resuming.
The entire city?
Cities with us stuck between planes, time distortion likely. Cast banishment to fix.
It's only been 5 minutes, hasn't it?
For us.
I mean, it hasn't been exceedingly long for you. It has been longer than 5 minutes.
Oh god, how long's our hour gonna be that we're out, Rick? If we get back to the mansion, everyone that's left's there, like, ancient.
Yeah, so while I was concentrating on typing that in Big Stupid, because I can't do two things at once, I kind of mixed what you guys are doing specifically.
I did respond to him again, by the way.
Yeah, which I'll do in a second. But let me jump with them because they were doing something.
Oh, can I tell Vex and Kef the good news then?
You can.
Okay. Like, hey, everyone's alive. They just shot into them, but to another plane, I think.
Everyone's alive?
I mean, Troll's alive. He thinks we're dead. I'll just tell them we're Troll's
Took
alive.
that one back real quick.
Yeah. I'll just tell them what Troll told me.
Okay. So they're obviously pleased. I mean, they had seen what had happened as well. And obviously, like everyone, they had feared the worst. So at least there's something there. But they're both sort of out of it as well, you know. This is something obviously pretty big. You know, it's not every day that someone has a run-in with either a deity or a self-styled deity with the backing to at least, you know, lead credence to it.
I mean, hey, I think the fog...
You broke up during there, but I heard the frog hemoth. But yes.
Yes, frog hemoth.
Rick and Zydrone, again, one more time. What are you guys doing?
We are going out to scout and see the situation of what's happening with whatever part of the city we're with, and if Big Fireboy's here, and if demons are still running rampant and stuff like that.
Okay.
So we can get a better idea of what's going on than what we would have gotten while we were just looking outside watching half the city get wiped off the board.
Yes, as you guys are doing your scouting on your side of the city, I mean, things are not in a great state. It has only been a very short amount of time, so there's still panic running in the streets, looting, fires, all that. You see both sloths, or slotty, and you see both demons out on the streets as well. And to be frank, they both appear just as confused as everyone else is. The slotty perhaps a little less so. I mean, you know, all in a day.
This isn't too far-fetched from Limbo anyway.
Tell the squad to fuck off. We don't want no foreign frogs here.
I don't want no dang old frog people. That's racist, by the way. How dare you?
That slot replaces this troll. We just have frog people instead of bug people.
Yes, Grim, because I'm sure you have a massive French demographic.
Ugh.
Why a bunch of frogs? That's
I
right.
mean,
If you attempt to sort of cross the line that has been newly made, you find out that you can't. You're sort of just in air attempting to fly through. It's almost as if it's sealed somehow, that part of the city.
Damn
You've not
lazy
reached a
devs.
high enough
They're
level
invisible
to
wall.
see.
You can see into it, though, and what you see doesn't make sense. You can see groups of people, but they're all moving at different speeds. one group of people or things will pass by an area in a flash of an eye, and the other one will just sort of move in slow motion through the same area, it appears.
But there's no, like, cabin in the woods, invisible wall, or anything like that.
That's what we flew into.
I don't quite get the reference, I'm afraid.
Have you not seen Cabin in the Woods?
I have not. I think I've heard about it.
There's this invisible wall at one point, and this eagle flies into it, and, I mean, imagine an eagle flying into an invisible wall.
So it just crashes into it? No,
Yeah,
it's
it
not. It
makes
doesn't
it.
seem to be like a physical barrier. You just can't. Think of it as the gif you've seen, possibly have seen, of the bird trying to fly in the air and not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Since
Like
we're, you know,
experience.
describing the campaign in memes and whatnot.
Yes, sir.
Like a bee trying to fly towards a fan.
Right. Only it's not like, it doesn't seem like you're moving in place. To all your senses, you're making progress. But at the same time, you can just simply see that you're not making progress. You know, you're definitely moving through space. You're just not moving through space like you should be moving through space.
Okay.
Now the question is, did we actually go across the line and it's just moving really, really slow?
Yeah, are we like on an event horizon or something like that? Have we just completely ruined ourselves accidentally?
Insight.
Oh God. I know I'm good with insight. No, I'm not good with insight apparently.
No?
I'm even worse.
It is what it is.
When you try to come back, as in, like, not going forward, you can do so easily.
Okay.
But something that
Well,
Mia's done, you can't just, at the very least, fly into it.
Oh.
There is some sort of barrier there, even though it's not exactly a physical one. There's something there keeping others. And because, you know, it's still a large city, you would not be the only one attempting to do that. And the same results. You can sort of see birds further on down the line as you were attempting to scout out the area, but meeting no success. And eventually some give up, some come back.
And Big Fireboy, do we see him anywhere?
You do not see him anywhere.
That's good.
Well, whenever Rick's happy, I would fly us back to the house and I don't know. See what the others are doing.
Adrian, your
Hi.
second sending to Chol.
No, by the way. A
What?
more clear.
What?
Concept photo addition on the end.
I didn't hear a word you just said.
Yeah, I
So-
didn't hear that.
Typed it out.
Oh, okay.
Here.
You ever spell a very simple word wrong and then feel like an idiot?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't do that every day. That would be embarrassing.
It's called being dyslexic.
Will be. I
Just roll.
am.
Just while Grim's flexing on us with his mechanical keyboard. I don't know whether I should buy Sea of Thieves or not.
I mean, I think it's in the Game Pass for free if you have it.
I do not.
Yeah, get the Game Pass.
How much is
Game
Game
Pass.
Pass?
It's $9.99 now. They just upped it. But that includes Wasteland 3, Crusaders Kings 3, and stuff like that.
There's the ultimate version which costs $20 a month.
And they have the regular one, which is only $10 though. They'll give you the new games and stuff.
It's Xbox. I don't have an Xbox.
It works on PC.
Oh.
Alright,
PC Game
so
Pass.
you get the message back.
Shine? Voth still here? What does shine mean?
That's the Zitral in it.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell if he's asking for rescue
I'm assuming he's asking us.
or he's like, please.
I share that among the party.
After about an hour or so, between the message getting out to everyone, Rick and Zydro in return, as you both arrive, the Sovereign stands up straighter, nods to you all, says, I will return, but for now I will go out. Don't worry about me. If I need something, we'll return here. Be good. And he literally tells you to be good. As if someone were talking to his children and saying, be good.
Hey, question, what was an Arcana check to that question? Since it seems the city's kind of displaced weirdly, what would happen if I banished myself? Would I show up where Chol and them would be, the other half? Or is this like the true city anchor where the rest of the city is?
Whom are you asking?
I'm trying to think of it myself. Can I think of an answer? But I'm asking you out of character.
Why don't you just try?
Yeah, I want to be trapped on the other side if that happens. I guess Mio could come save me then, realistically.
There are, as you think about it, with a 19, a couple of possibilities that could happen. You could, A, banish yourself somewhere randomly in the city. You could, B, banish yourself somewhere random to the plane that you're on currently. Although that one's a little bit less likely. And the third one is sort of the iffy, the distortion, if you're attempting to go to the other side or, randomly attempting, quote unquote, to go to the other side, something will act weird, act wrong, and banish you somewhere on this side of the city again.
Well, if I'm on my home plane, I would just be shown into a small little, like, bag of holding size demi-plane to have a timeout. If I'm not on my home plane, I would be shunted to there. So it begs the question, is the anchor of the city still functioning, and how does that affect the other half of the city?
Those are great questions.
Yeah.
You came up with the hypothesis, but you're not entirely sure of the answer.
We're gonna have to test this. Where's Tadpole?
Oh, God.
This is scientific.
I feel Rick
You
and
came up
Zandro-
with a hypothesis, and then you dissed it.
Gus, do you have sending? That's not helpful, then. Does any of the NPCs here have sending?
I do not believe so. Sue would.
The Sue?
Yes. The non-hag Sue.
Sue, do you want to take a chance? And or else you just pop back here.
She sort of licks her lips, rolls an Arcana check of her own.
What does she get, by the way? She's okay.
And says, no?
Shame.
I'm not answering that phone.
What?
My phone's ringing and I'm not answering it.
Another send. Typing out.
So, Zydron and Rick, I also assume that you share with the rest of the party the things that you have observed.
Well, I would, yes.
Yeah. Unless you have secret knowledge.
Wow. I'm privy to many secrets.
None of which are useful.
No, not currently.
So while you are planning out your sending, presumably to the rat folk, I have no idea, you get a sending, Adrian, from Stromptoli. And it simply reads, both you and Zydroan would, what the hell happened?
I look towards I wouldn't know, but
And Guts does have sending.
I would probably look at you knowing that you'd be the one that does most of the sendings and everything, and I'd shoot you a quizzical look.
Oh, you just respawn and you have 25 voids to respawn. You just respawn in like your head. I'll tell him to, don't worry, he sent me as well. Be gentle with me, Zydruin.
Ooh, whatever is being said is not being picked up.
From me or?
Straight light on.
Whoever said something after you did, Adrian.
All I was saying is be gentle as I draw it.
Yeah, I heard that, and then I think.
Oh no, I don't think anyone said anything after that.
Oh, weird then.
Wait,
Oh, Guts does have something. I banish Guts. What, Rick?
we need a light on.
Are you actually banishing me?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Hold on one moment. Hi.
Okay, I'm done with reading.
Okay. What time is your special?
No, that was specials.
Oh, reading was your special?
Yeah,
You're
reading
right.
was
What am
my
I
spe-
thinking? I keep on
I
thinking
had
of
the
reading as
library.
just being your other class. Library was your
I had
special. I
library.
get it.
And I have a best friend, or BFF's Trinity. She was actually in my last class, last year.
Oh, that's so nice. Did you get to be in the class with her again?
Yes. I'm actually going to make us little BFF rocks. Little
Cute.
rocks painted, little color, and then in the middle, BFFs is written out.
Very cute. You can take a little bit of break, and then you need to start on your independent
I
work,
actually
okay?
did one of my independent works from yesterday.
That's fine.
So
But you
I
just got to make sure you get
Yes.
it all done, and you're reading
So
and
I
all that kind of stuff.
for the writing on independent work, I only have to do tomorrow's daily review.
Okay.
Too bad I can really only see Trinity at specials, though. I can really only see Trinity at specials because actually when we're at Miss Whitaker Brown's, she has to go to reading, and then when we're at reading, she has to go to Miss Whitaker Brown's.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I'm sad about that. But at least we get to see each other at specials.
All right, I'm back.
That's my response. You technically get a response to Zydrone. He sent both of us, and you have to do it quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
I just shrug and leave you to it.
That's when I sent it back then. That's silly, but not stuff.
I mean, we technically don't have to say anything to him.
It's true, you don't. So what you get is just
Screaming.
an in a rage. You know, it's
It's not even coherent thoughts, it's just noise.
yes, basically. And then you don't hear anything back from him.
Like the slot's not our fault exactly.
Oh, I should hope that it's not your fault.
Yeah, but
No, you see inside Guts so bad, Janian's just summoning the slot.
Must cook, must eat.
if you think about it, we brought the frog gamers back, so the slide for alpha.
Okay, my thing keeps breaking out.
Yeah, I think Discord might be having some issues or something.
It's a combination of the fact I keep hitting my dongle, and it's like, haha, now we're not going to be. And just
Dongle.
You keep hitting the dongle, it'll fall off.
Poor choice of words.
Or was it an exact choice of words?
Dongle.
Does this help? I'm in bed and I keep moving around because I'm lazy.
All right. So, what next?
We just get 25 words of incoherent screaming back.
Yes, it lasts for 25 words back. It's like ah.
Well, I don't know about everyone else, but I'm gonna go to whatever room I've claimed as mine and get a rest in because I've used a slot and class resources, and if we get attacked from demons, I want to be fresh.
We're gonna attack by the crystal more like we talk about the demons, honestly, at this point.
Oh, demons are still running around.
But in my free time, in my spell slot, I'm gonna. What was outside in the main skill? Is there a fountain or something, by the way, Grim? Like, what was outside our front door?
It was not like directly outside your front door, but you are not far from it. If you'll remember, you are this red dot right here.
Yeah. We had the other, like, area map, though.
Oh, yes. Like what specifically? You are at 1.
Was there anything in the square, like a fountain or something? Or was it just kind of empty?
Just empty.
Oh.
We
There's
got
a lot of stone laying around from
There
like,
are
damage
some
goblins.
smaller ponds, like over here, for instance, which is, again, not very far. I believe this map is to scale.
Was this a little statue fountain?
Not a fountain, but statuary.
What's the statue of?
Kobold.
A kobold?
Mm-hmm.
Well, fuck that kobold. I'm gonna use Fabricate. I'm gonna remake that statue into an image of me.
Do you mean you? Of course I know.
No,
what you mean.
me.
I know what you mean. I'm just joking.
Kobolds don't get statues.
Poor tadpole.
Well, I mean that's a thing that happens very easily. It was just stone, as you know. Most things of value have a tendency to get vandalized, robbed, stolen.
It's not our fault. Completely.
Not exactly.
Take a bar.
Thank you. So what next?
Well, I'm making a statue.
Mm-hmm.
What next, indeed?
I'm resting for a minimum of 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. Rick?
I'm not really sure.
Mm-hmm. I think that's very...
I got a meme though for this.
I would take the
Mhm.
resting for a minimum of 5 hours along with me, just in case. Although you probably don't need it.
Don't
Zeus,
really even need a short rest.
should be noted, is overwhelmed to
These are
overwhelmed.
the colors.
She's sort of degraded into a bubbling, sobbing mess at this point.
Oh, Zush?
Yes.
How does that draw?
Before you rest,
No,
can you do another greater room?
no, I can't. That's why I need to rest.
Do you have a lesser rester?
No, actually, I don't believe I do.
I do. I don't think that works. I think we tried that already.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast Luster Restoration on Zush.
and I'd
Just
still
to
have
see.
to take a long rest to prepare it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does not do anything, but she's... Again, it's her problems that she stated before, but now
Do you
come...
have a lesser rester?
Hmm?
Does Whisper have a greater rester?
She does
I
not.
mean,
She's
we
not
did
that high level.
try it, so I don't know if it'll work. But I don't know. I guess I'll grab. Who's it with her last time? Me and Sadie.
So,
Me and Sue. Gonna just kind of sit by her and you know, I don't want to say pat her on the back because that's like, I just don't know if she wants a hug right now. She might not want it.
At this point, she'll take whatever physical contact she can. It's just it's too much for her.
Okay,
She
I'll
felt
give
out
her a
of
big
depth
hug.
before, and now even more so.
I'm gonna give her a big hug. I'm just gonna hold her really tightly.
And she would, clutch to you desperately.
Please watch the video in Discord where he plays Dragon Ball with Sparks, and that's how
Oh my
Storm
God.
Tully's doing.
Now, it should be right.
So yeah.
We're a mess right now.
You're kind of a mess.
So, on that note, Storm Tully got back to us, I feel, rather quickly. Compared to our time frames. He probably, just noticed the city's gone and got back to us. It hasn't been weeks for him, but it has been weeks for them.
How do we know it hasn't been weeks for him?
I feel like he would have mentioned it. It'd be like he would have contacted us sooner than us messaging Joel.
I mean, he could have just been busy.
He's in the abyss still, probably, but still.
True.
He didn't mention the time frame, and I feel like he would have messaged us before we messaged them if it was that long, if it's been weeks.
You got a point. Quite honestly, I'm not sure how we supposed to deal with Strong Tully at this point.
I mean, he's stuck in the abyss, so he can do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, that's true. Wondering. You gonna try and banish me?
Oh, yeah, sure, I banish guts.
Are you sure?
I mean, when you say that, not anymore.
No.
That sounds like it. That sounds like a yes, Tim.
Then you get banished.
I don't have a sending.
That would be a problem.
I mean,
Banish him anyway.
So do we banish guts? I mean, don't let my joke, are we sure, keep you from trying things. But
Was it a
Can we
joke,
maybe
though?
not? Can we maybe not risk one of the PCs and send someone who's less important?
So,
Why
Said
don't
no.
we try and banish one of the skeletons? No, because they're not gayest. Would they be gayest?
they can't use sending, though.
Yeah.
Ah,
It'd have to be someone who could use something.
don't think I can learn banish either, actually.
Okay, I banish myself.
No!
are you sure?
No, I'm kidding.
So, jokes aside, because I know I'm saying, are you sure every time, but it's also become, a running joke with me, personally, because it makes me personally laugh. Every time I say,
it's
are
funny.
you sure, and you guys are like,
Well, technically speaking,
That's just
if I
one of the
end
advantages
the
of being DM.
spell before the minute passes, they get sent back here. They wouldn't be permanently stuck. If it did And if the case of banishing them to the original plane applied, if it, was just, or if it were on the plane, they just get shunted to a safe space, then they would pop back anyways. So technically speaking, we could see if she gets sent to the other city, what happens, send us, and then, or I just end the spell before it takes effect. Because
I
it
mean,
takes a
yeah,
minute if
I think out of all of us, I probably have the best chance of surviving whatever fucking thing gets thrown at us. Whether it be like, I don't know. I mean, if we want to do that, I think I'm probably the best candidate.
As long as someone can banish themselves back, I guess.
So my dongle's acting up. What was I saying?
Which one of us?
Mine was acting up. What'd you say? You were saying something?
I said, as long as whoever goes can banish themselves back, or has some means of returning in case
Well,
your end messes up and whatever happens.
then I should go. I'll end the spell before it gets permanent, so it should send me back to the same spot I left it. Nothing else to do.
Roll me insight.
Who, me?
You.
Insight check myself and I fail.
Can't do nothing but try now.
Grim's just like, that's a good idea.
He's like, sure.
It's a great idea. Have you ever seen a whale try to get removed from a beach?
Well, you're about
That
to.
was the one that they rolled a one on their insight check, removing that whale.
We'll banish a spider because they don't serve any purpose now, because they can't get web and all I wanted them for was silk. So we'll see if the spider gets blended.
Alright.
I banish the spider.
You banish the spider.
And I cancel the spell halfway through. So it should pop back right here.
Yes.
Ask him what it saw.
As you cancel the spell, the bloody mess of the spider pops back into existence.
Have you ever seen a whale trying to be removed from a beach before?
Which tells you some things. In your casting, it told you some things. Something with the spell
Something with a 26, that'll tell me.
went wrong. It attempted to banish it back to its own home plane, but it could not find its home plane. In some way, the city is not acting like it should. The city normally acted like a plane, where if you were banished, you would be banished back to the city. It is not doing so now. And when you are trying to do it, it is exerting some pretty strong forces upon whatever it is you're attempting to banish, as it attempts to find this place that, if you guess, no longer exists.
I send a troll, and I fill him in.
Basically telling him not to try any banishment? Or...
I mean, it's been a few weeks for him, but yeah.
Okay.
I show the results in 25 words.
He's probably going to be like, yeah, I already knew that.
It's just like, yeah, half right folk are dead. We tried that a few times.
Okay.
Either that or he's died of old age.
I mean, that Sunday from Stromcholi was him trying to banish himself back. And he fucked up.
Oh, maybe.
Do you think we can convince me to become a technical god? You know?
Probably not.
Uh, hey, someone cast Revivify on the spider.
Now, see, I would, but I don't have it.
Can we just use one of the tiny little crystal people as a diamond? Does that count?
Take one, maybe.
I mean,
I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna shout me.
You don't get anything back.
Your God has forsaken you already.
After a while, and something just fell in my house. It's not an extremely long while,
Like 10 years for them, though.
because I mean it hasn't been a while. The sovereign returns to you, and he says, "God is unavailable.
It's not
What do
always
you
the
God
need?"
case,
has
though.
left the chat.
Yeah, take the
Yes,
message.
could you tell us about the other distorted half of the city? Some of the people there are still alive, it seems like, and they're being... things are weird. Could you perhaps, get some of them from that side?
Not a thing I could do without doing.
What?
I cannot
Can you go
magic
and do
him
that?
back. I could.
Good, what? You know, you kind of broke up there.
Hold on.
What?
I was just asking him for him if he could actually go and help some of the people over there.
He said it's not a thing that he can snap his fingers and do. He could physically go and grab someone.
Or could they, like, I don't know, what's, like, stop the distortion or whatever like that? Or could he at least try to grab this group of people that we know?
I am not God. I do not have his powers. Me is fighting right now.
Fighting who?
Other pretender gods.
Oh,
He should have got us to help him. We're good at that.
Hey, kind of our thing.
Can we help?
Sort of shrugs. You also get the impression that he is referring to like actual gods as pretender gods. Like, of course, to him there is one god, and it happens to be, me. the entity known as me.
Okay.
The only thing I can think of doing is trying to go to the center of the city and do stuff.
He nods. If someone needs to be gotten from the other side, you have to go to the other side and get them.
But how do we go to the other side?
It seems like last time Zydroan was prevented from entering.
Why is there even another side?
He almost sort of looks embarrassed. Almost as if he's telling himself something to the contrary that he's going to be telling you. While, of course, God is omnipotent and unfailing.
Stop it. You're among fellow faithful here. You don't have to mince words.
When
There
religion disproves itself so instantaneously.
are occasionally unintended or unthought of side effects. I cannot hope to understand my God's reasoning in doing this thing, but surely there was a reason for it.
Well then, could you help us get to the center of the city where I assume all the Zistral fun little toys are?
I can.
Okay guys, we're gonna try to stabilize the city. Woo!
Good luck with that.
Aye.
I feel like the Zistral have something in case this shit happens.
Do you?
Well, they were planning to try to feed stuff to the city, so I
The
don't know.
Zixchel?
It wasn't the Zixchel, it was the Voth dude, wasn't it?
No, the Voth worked for the Zistral. It worked for Shine.
Anyway, how do we help the rat folk?
Yeah, I mean, that's, I think, what our priority should be. to help
Guts,
the rat.
can I have Bardic Inspiration number 2? I need thinking music.
You need thinking help.
Yes,
Alright.
I need a thinking gap.
Can I put like a... Do we have like a bowl around here, like a brass bowl?
It's
We do?
certainly not unreasonable to
Maybe
think
in the
that there would-
kitchen.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll grab it. I'm gonna put it on top of Adrian's head. I'm gonna pull out my mallet and just bonk it.
Yes, inspiration. Grim, I don't suppose my impassioned speech and or friendly, loving hug would have given me inspiration at all.
I'm afraid not.
What do you want from me, damn it?
I don't really do, like, RP inspiration or anything like that, you know what I mean?
A tadpole to fix me up an inspiring mirror in the dining room that grants inspiration. So it does do that. We paid money for it.
If only Janian were still alive.
Tadpole
Oh,
cook.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure-
Tadpole is another cook.
Tadpole's made a point of that she cooks like cobalt delicacy.
Hey, I like dragon food.
Dragons are not cobalt. Kobolds are not dragons.
She thinks she's one.
Yeah, sure. Really.
Thinking and being are two different things.
Perhaps.
let me read something straight from Tadpole's character. I will eat anything, but domesticated pets are the tastiest.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm surprised she hasn't tried to eat Reg at this point.
Oh no. So as you sort of sit down, you get another sending.
as the last dying gasp as 10 years has gone by in 5 minutes for us.
Oh. Man, thank goodness for spell check. That way I seem way smarter than I am.
You said that, but I mean,
Believe in the spleen of the dice. Also, whoever Graham's sending is probably horrible. That's nice. They're okay now. We can leave them be. I make big brain plus 13 Arcana check.
For what?
Trying to figure out how to try to stabilize the city with my massive 38 god-breaking roll, and see how I can try to resync that half of the time to, resync the city to the whole point with, and get rid of the time distortion field over there, so they're not distorted. And then, because the city, it looks like the city didn't transfer all the way. Like he dragged it halfway through the fabric reality, and that half got stuck over there, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a child. See,
The
it's a
most
child.
obvious way to fix it would be to get me to fix it. I mean,
What does my
obviously.
38 impossibility reality breaking god brain roll think?
The second thing would be that if you could get something with enough power, you could probably fix it. You would need enough power and enough people working on it. It isn't something, for instance, you could do yourself. You'd probably need an entire circle, a huge ritual set up, and, objects of immense power. Maybe like a soul fountain or something like that.
Well,
that's on the other side.
Or a
Let's
mass
go kill
ritual.
off some ritual.
That's on the other side.
Could they do it from that side, or does it have to be from our side? I assume, because we're not the distorted ones.
It would likely have to be from both sides. It would be something you would have to coordinate, which is obviously probably not easy to do anyway. But you would need power sort of like in the center. Some people on one side, some people on the other side.
I will use my last spell, I think, of the day to send to Voth, giving him the idea of my plan.
I do not think you know Voth well enough to send to him.
No, I don't need to know them personally, I just need to know of them.
Alright.
See, look. Send a message with which you are familiar with.
Are
If it
you
knows-
familiar with Voth?
Are you really being a bitch about semantics with a stupid fucking spell? Familiar? What do you want?
Excuse
familiar?
me?
Generally speaking, if you know a person, you can freaking send them.
your beard, I use the bathroom.
Fine, Adrian. You can send Voth.
just standard to troll. But I'll look up the D. I'll look up.
I'll be back in a minute. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't think that's quite as easy as you think.
But then we can get our own watermelons. I bought some for starts of my work, and it also, pays for my art and stuff.
So, how are you coming with your work? How much do you have left?
Well, I'm not last until 8:05.
And then you have to do your reading? So, why don't you just start on that?
I've got some online.
Love you too. All right, I'm back.
Alright. What I've gathered is that there's a few fuck wording, but the spell does message in the second line that the creature hears the message in its mind and recognizes you as the sender if it knows you. Which means that, technically speaking, by this logic, you could send to someone that you know, but they don't know you, which means they wouldn't be like friend to friend familiar. And for my cases, you have to at least have met the person. There's a lot of other things I've meant. Like, obviously, you need to know who you're sending it to. Like, maybe, for example,
I'm almost 99% certain I said you could message Voth.
I'm just saying. For looking
I
it
didn't
up
say
to-
I wanted to argue about it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a little clarification, just because you seemed apprehensive about it. But I
I'm
will.
pretty sure that's not what it's about.
About.
All right. So what do you send?
I just want to, whatever would fit like the 25 words kind of the little idea of the plan. How best to fit that.
All right. So you give them the plan. They do all the work. The city's back to normal.
GG.
GG. So what do you do next?
Still Hambone's hammer?
Okay. What I think we're going to do is we're going to stop this session and we're going to pick it up next time.